Fast Casual features over 10 segments that fall into a culinary focus. From bakery cafe to upscale gourmet, nestled into these amazing segments is one of the fastest growing segments of all, the sandwich. Americans consume on average 9.4 sandwiches per month. That is larger than both the burger and the pizza business when it comes to overall love affair of sandwiches. What makes this stat so amazing is the fast growth of the gourmet or chef-inspired sandwiches of the modern fast casual brands. Consumers are no longer just looking for ham and Swiss. Social consumers are trending the highest in sentiment around the gourmet sandwich segment. In rolls Mendocino Farms, a small Southern California chain of homegrown inspirations for Mario Del Perro, who has enlisted a team of culinary stars to create the next era in the sandwich category. All right, so here we are at another Fast Casual Nation. We're in Southern California at Mendocino Farms. I'm here with Chef Judy.
Thank you so much for having us on.
A very interesting space too. One of those kind of eclectic models. It doesn't look like a brand. It kind of has this very home feel to it, almost like you know the owner and come in and eat here every day.
Yeah, I mean, actually, Mario, the founder of the restaurant, Mario and Ellen, they're both co-founders. They really, when they created the idea, they really wanted to have a neighborhood sandwich place.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what we've been aiming for. We want it to be a comfortable place that sort of represents what people are doing in Southern California right now in terms of their habits and eating choices.
I love it. So your whole concept is around farm to fork, sustainability. What is the Blue Cow?
The Blue Cow is actually a really funny story that I'm sure Mario could tell you a lot better version of it. But it's basically, he wanted a mascot for Mendocino Farms, and at first he started with a chicken and a cow, but then it was sort of, the chicken was actually used a lot in a lot of other images, and so he kind of stuck with the cow, but he didn't want just a big brown cow, so he ended up ordering this little calf that and it was a spontaneous decision for him
took a life of its own.
To paint it the color that he had the walls painted in this baby blue, which is represented by your shirt right now.
Yeah, I tried to match it actually.
Yeah.
You are kind of the poster child of an emerging trend in fast casual, and that is chef-inspired cuisine. Fast casual's been on a really fast growth over the past decade, but chefs are really starting to take a stride into this space. So how much influence do you have on the menu? I mean, you've started to kind of work with Mendocino Farms in terms of menu development.
Yes.
How far into the menu are you?
I'm the one,
7 years, right?
Yeah, over 7 years.
Okay.
We have weekly research and development meetings, and it's definitely something that the company, our core group, has their say in, but usually it's an idea that either I come up with or Mario comes up with or somebody comes up with, and we sort of work on those ideas together.
Interesting.
And I think what I bring in to the concept is sort of my approach to sandwiches is very untraditional, because I didn't actually personally grow up eating sandwiches, so I kind of look at the sandwich as a vehicle for us to try all these different ingredients. At the end of the day, I sort of try to cook food that people want to eat, and so having input is actually really important to us.
And it's a great way to really infuse flavors, do a lot of different things with proteins and vegetables and all sorts of really fun ingredients. So talking about food, let's get to it.
Okay, great.
All right, Chef, so how'd you come up with the chicken crispies? That's a unique element there.
Yeah, so this is our not so fried chicken. I actually had some polenta lying around the kitchen, and I was trying to figure out what I could do with the polenta. And I knew it was summertime, and I kind of wanted to do a fried chicken sandwich, but we can't actually fry chicken at our stores because we don't have a fryer. But so instead, I played around with this idea of taking fried chicken batter and frying that, and then having it sort of like the roasted chicken breast rolled around in the fried crispies.
I love
it.
We're
calling it the Mendo Crispies.
And probably brings a lot of textures in to it.
So when
people.
you're eating it, it actually tastes like in your mouth, like you're eating a fried chicken sandwich, but it's not
Without
fried
the fried
chicken.
I love this.
So it's
this
the
is,
not so fried chicken, paired with our barbecue sauce and our mustard pickle slaw, sort of an ode to summer. The next one is I think our most photographed sandwich. It's our Kubota pork belly banh mi.
Okay.
It was, when I had first joined on with Mendocino Farms about 7.5 years ago. At that point, when I had come over from the fine dining restaurants, we were just playing around with pork belly.
Right.
And I was sort of in love with pork belly at that time because it's kind of like taking bacon, but sort of having more freedom to do whatever you wanted with it. So I actually braise it using a traditional Japanese braising recipe, and then we chill it and cut it into little pieces, and then we render off some of the fat, and then we put it back in the marinating liquid, and so it's got like a sweet soy sort of flavor profile, and we match it with pickled daikon and carrots, cilantro, and cucumbers, which is very typically a banh mi set, which is the Vietnamese sandwich, very popular. This is a 12-hour pecan wood smoked pastrami. We brine it for several days and season and salt it, and do a long, low smoke on it. And we get it till it's fork tender. There's a couple of different types of pastrami. There's a lesser smoked pastrami that's a little bit firmer that you can shave, kind of like New York style in a way, but then like at Langer's, they steam the pastrami, so it's really fork tender. And so what we did was we sort of did it in the Montreal smoked meat style, where it's a little bit softer, and we do it hand cut. We actually hand cut all of the pastrami.
Wow.
And we
Does it take a lot of time?
It does.
Yeah.
It's a very long process that takes a lot of space.
So of course, you guys are all about sandwiches, but you also have introduced a pretty interesting lineup of salads. So let's talk about these.
Well, we have a Kale Caesar, so sort of in the line of what we normally do. We take some regular ingredients and kind of give it a twist. And so what we did with the Kale Caesar is it's just butter, lettuce, and romaine and kale, but then, and Parmesan, so that's traditional Caesars would be. But then we add these little crispy wheat berries to it. So you get like a nice crunch as you're eating that salad. And that's paired with a lemon Parmesan vinaigrette. Our last item is our Save Drake's Farms goat cheese salad, and it's a base of butter, lettuce, romaine, and mixed greens, and we have dried cranberries and honey roasted almonds and apples and marinated goat cheese, as well as pickled pink lady beets, and that's what those pink things are. It's actually candy stripe beets that we marinate in the citrus
Would have
vinaigrette.
taken that for watermelon.
Yeah, some people think it's salmon, but really they're beets, and they're vegetarian beets, I swear.
This has been a great lineup. So, we've got a chance to really understand how a chef's ideas have been infused into some great menu items, a chance to see how brands are connecting kind of that local community, and then just the creativity that you guys have done in terms of your design. This has been a fabulous time here at Mendocino Farms. Thank you so much for letting us stop in.
Thank you so much for having us. It was really a pleasure.